Hello, potassium people. Welcome back to another Banana Bites. Now, as usual, I'm going to be asking Valve to please add the strange second banana to TF2, but also I'm gonna talk about something that I think is a little interesting. So recently, I got a comment that someone was just trying to figure stuff out regarding eating bananas for 300 days, since we're coming up close to 300 days of eating a banana every single day. And I found the comment to be interesting as I read through this analysis, just because it gave some information that was pretty surface level, and it makes sense, right? For instance, it stated things like if you only eat one food a day, like that's all you eat for several days, then you could have problems. Or if you eat too much food, if your overall calorie intake is too high, then you gain weight. And like, yeah, that's true with bananas, but that's true with any food. I was just thinking about it. I was thinking about misinformation, and specifically how there is an over reliance on sources of information to the point where when it's shared around with enough people, it becomes fact, right? There's quite a few cases of this. For instance, when you think about spiders and people swallowing them at night, there's like a common misconception, this misinformation that, oh, on average, people swallow like 3 to 6 spiders in their sleep a year. That's preposterous. People can't even stop, they can't even stop choking on their own spit when they're asleep. You telling me they could swallow a whole spider? Just the spider just walks in there, takes a nice little nap, and is like, "Yep, this is my life now." No, no, that it was something that was spread just to make stuff up, just to see if people would believe it. Another one that I found was interesting is celery. Okay, for a while, people were going around saying, "Oh, you use more energy chewing celery than you gain from eating it." Maybe you've chewed it for like 5, 10 hours, but it usually takes 10, 20 seconds at most to chew up celery and swallow it. Oh no, but use more energy burning it, like the overall process. No, celery still has calories, but because enough people were saying that this is the thing that happens, people just believed it. And now the reason I bring this up, because a lot of people know about misinformation, it's not anything too crazy, right? The reason why I bring it up is because AI has a lot of misinformation, and there is an over reliance on believing what is just fed to us is fact. And by us, I mean, a lot of people who aren't specialized in a field. And not everybody is this way. That's what generalizations are. And I've fallen for it too. I remember when I was, I think I was like 4 years old or something. My mom, very, very responsible parent. Boy, do I have some stories. But I remember she was watching Family Guy in the living room and I was watching it. And one episode, I don't know when this happened, but Peter took like some gay serum. He became homosexual. That's fine. But I remember thinking, wow, no way. They came up with with gay serum. It's not real. Actually, if any gay people are watching this, if it is real, please send me some. I need it. But besides that, it's just interesting how people kind of accept this information. I was thinking about it, really thinking about it, just like pondering it in my head. I realized something. It's because when something is presented with enough gusto, with enough flamboyance, in the sense of not being extravagant, but rather being professional, and being presented in a way that makes it seem official, all of a sudden, oh my gosh, it must be true. This has been happening for a very long time now. News sources, etc., etc. And people will just accept it because they don't have time for it. It's cool, it's interesting. Remember it in like the recesses of your mind and then forget about it until something relevant pops up and then you share it with someone. Isn't that insane? It just people can just be lied to because the source, the person who's supposed to be a professional, just goes and says whatever, and all of a sudden now it's fact. It's fact among tons and tons of people. As it's such an insane concept. Think about it. But really, like, you can't blame anyone for just accepting this information from these sources, these supposedly true sources, because they're off living their own lives. They're trying to do their own thing. They're professionals in other fields. I'm not going to ask a chemist about how they think a computer runs. They probably know, but I'd rather ask a hardware engineer, or rather, maybe even a software engineer if I want to know something besides the physical components. I want to know something that is the bits, the memory, the way it shows pixels on the screen, right? So, all of this was just to say, the AI summary was nice. A bit basic. But when it comes down to it, the one thing you need to remember is that you just need a banana and forget about any other information in your life. Where's the strange second banana, Valve? How is it not in the game? This, I know you have the code. Valve, I know you have the code. Okay? I'm not going crazy. I know it's somewhere in a vault. You've locked it up along with all the other TF2 stuff. I know there's a heavy update. It's just like, all you do is change one pixel on his uniform, and then you update like a bunch of the weapons that are in the game. Okay? And what I mean by update, I don't mean change the stats or whatever. I'm okay with the game itself. I'm not really the biggest fan of how casual matchmaking is right now, especially because I've been doing this project I mentioned very recently. It does involve TF2, but oh my gosh. Casual matchmaking sucks for what I'm trying to do. It's so painful. Just because it puts me in a game, and that game is 50% of the time already done. Shoves me on the losing team with 10 seconds left on the clock. Oh, thanks. But the way weapons are, the way the game plays is fine. If only they added the strange second banana. And Valve will tell you things. They'll tell you, oh, we don't have enough resources to put that in. Oh, it's not possible. Let me tell you something. It is. It is possible. They're lying. They're trying to feed you misinformation. Oh, we got so many big projects. We've got to work on the wonderful new game, the new MOBA game. I can't even remember what it's called. Gosh. I played it too. It just wasn't for me. It doesn't have enough buff scout TF2 in it. So, all of this is to say, Valve, stop spreading a misinformation. Stop pretending. And just give us the strange second banana. That's all I want. That's all. We just want you to have a little more love for the game. Make it so it's easier to connect with friends or to find matches for servers like Banana Bay. Gosh, it's so hard to find matches for Banana Bay. I love that map. I'm gonna eat this banana now. And look at that. Look how ripe it is. I'll tell you one thing. I won't try and spread any misinformation. If I say something wrong, feel free to correct me. Ooh, look at that. Good looking banana. Also, the idea to respond to certain comments without reading them out in full or showing them. Thanks, Grass. I will continue to do that so everyone is confused. Confusion helps a little bit. Actually, it's something we should talk about in the future. Confusion actually makes people think. Can actually be a good thing. Hysteria is different though. I'd become hysterical. A fanatic. Absolutely absurd. And deranged. If they didn't add the strange second banana, I don't know what I'd do. Good talk. Good talk. So I'm thinking tomorrow. Yeah. Yeah, tomorrow. Tomorrow's a day. I'll see you then. Bye.